Hello, this is Dave Sugarbaker, and today is the 12th day of November, 2023, and I have a very short reading from the Old Testament. This is from Psalm 16, the 11th verse. You show me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. In your right hand are pleasures forevermore. George Bernard Shaw was an interesting guy. He was an Irish author and playwright. He was born in 1856, and he died at the age of 94 in 1950. He seemed to relish being controversial. He would have just loved being quoted, and that's what I'm going to do. He left lots of quotable nuggets. A sampling would include this. England and America are two countries separated by the same language. Here's another quote. Democracy is a device that ensures that we will be governed no better than we deserve. Here's another one. He knows nothing and he thinks he knows everything. That points clearly to a political career. Here's another one. This is all from George Bernard Shaw. George Bernard Shaw. We learn from experience that human beings never learn anything from experience. Here's another one. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but also more useful than a life spent doing nothing. And finally, those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. The Shaw quote that I first came across that led me to all these other gems was this. It is the true joy of life, the being used up for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one, being a force of nature instead of a feverish, selfish little clod of ailments and grievances complaining that the world will not devote itself to making you happy. Bernard Shaw was an acerbic, grumpy man, and he seemed to like it that way. But sometimes he found the right words to make his point. So, how do we find joy in life? It seems to me, first, it's by focusing outward instead of inward. The prayer of St. Francis says, "Make me an instrument." That is, let me be useful and used in the production of something of value. Let me help make it happen. That's what it means to be instrumental. Let me not so much seek to be consoled as to console. That is, not this way, but that way. Let me not so much seek to be understood as to understand, and not so much seek to be loved as to love. Jesus makes a similar point when he says that if you forgive others, then you will be forgiven. If you don't forgive, then neither will God forgive you. We are to be instrumental in bringing to others that which we want for ourselves. And so to find joy, we need to be focused outward toward others. Another secret for finding joy is to be present in the present. There are 2 days which you can't do anything about. That is yesterday and tomorrow. The only place where you can make any difference is in today. I've known people who were so locked into their past, it seems they were walking backwards through their life today. They were always looking backward, trying to explain or to excuse or to justify the choices that they had made in the past. They're so caught up with their past that it seems to me they can't really see today. Bernard Shaw says, a life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but also more useful than a life spent doing nothing. A history of mistakes is, in fact, a courageous heritage if we can keep from being captured by our past, if we can hold on to forgiveness as we make our way through today, then the mistakes of the past can guide us and teach us. But we need to be present in the present. The third strategy for finding joy is to make gratitude and optimism a habit. And to have them as a habit, you have to practice. You can actually train your brain to be glass half full. How often do you have to choose gratitude and optimism for them to become a habit in your life? According to the European Journal of Social Psychology, it can take anywhere from 18 days to 254 days of practice to establish new habitual behavior. The Journal of Neuroscience is a little bit more kind. It says in as few as 50 repetitions, you can establish something as a habit. And the last other strategy to find joy is to get your body to help you. Put a smile on your face even if you're not feeling it. Stand up straighter. Get your body to support your move to optimism and gratitude. It sounds strange, but sometimes your posture and your smile can help you to feel more positive. Now, this last strategy doesn't work too well for me. My family can always tell if my smile has nothing but teeth behind it. They call it my wolf smile. And it seems that it doesn't convey any warmth either to me or to others. So I'm not too good at pasting a smile on and then letting that smile kind of seep inward. Maybe it works for some other folks. But joy, as we see it, is not the same as happiness. We're not seeking happiness, we're seeking joy. Joy is a lot broader. It could involve satisfaction or contentment or peace. Joy could be what happens to us when the pieces of our life begin to come together, when the larger picture begins to make some sense, when we see how we fit in God's world. But we've drifted away from Bernard Shaw's definition of joy, that joy comes from expending ourselves in support of a great cause. There are lots of great causes. It could be feeding the hungry. It could be clothing the ill-clothed. It could be offering comfort to the grieving. Joy could be a byproduct of caring for babies or the lonely elderly. Joy could come to us as we take on something like housing for the homeless or bringing help, understanding those who feel lost. This is the true joy of life, says Shaw, being used up for a purpose recognized as a mighty one. God bless you. Take care. If this makes sense to you, I'd appreciate it if you'd pass it along. Thank you for a few minutes of your time. Bye-bye.